This presentation is an overview. It should get you started on your path to becoming more knowledgeable of your rights to the special education process and provide you helpful resources through your child's time in special education programs. The goal of this video is to explain and answer the following. A glossary of terms. What is the IDEA? What is the Notice of Procedural Safeguards? May I participate in the decisions about my child's education? Where to get more help? And what if my child is deaf or hard of hearing, blind or visually impaired, or both deaf, blind? Let's get started with the glossary. Let's begin with a glossary of abbreviations. Here are the first three abbreviations we will cover. CFR stands for Code of Federal Regulations. EC stands for California Education Code. USC stands for United States Code. These abbreviations are all related to legal references seen throughout the Notice of Procedural Safeguards. They refer to the laws that govern CJUSD and all California public schools' special education program procedures. Let's see where these abbreviations appear within the notice. Here we see the cover of the Notice of Procedural Safeguards used at Calistoga Joint Unified School District. When reading through the 14-page document, you will see these legal references embedded throughout. United States Code, Code of Federal Regulations, and Education Codes are the laws that govern special education programs. Now let's look at more frequently used abbreviations and terms used in special education in your Notice of Procedural Safeguards. IDEA stands for Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. FAPE stands for Free Appropriate Public Education. IEP stands for the Individualized Education Program. SELPA means the Special Education Local Plan Area. Now let's review these terms and get a better sense of the IDEA, the notice, and some additional information found at the beginning of the notice. The IDEA Part B governs CJUSD special education programs. It ensures that all students with disabilities receive a free appropriate public education, also known as FAPE. FAPE means that the student will receive special ed and related services under public supervision at no cost to you, the family. Your child's FAPE and Individualized Education Program, also known as the IEP, is planned and finalized at the IEP meeting. The IEP must have your consent to become official. The IDEA ensures the district must involve you in the IEP meeting through its procedural safeguards. To inform you of these processes, the district must give you notice of these procedural safeguards. Let's start to take a look at the notice and what it says. The notice used by CJUSD is a 14-page overview of the different legal procedures in special ed. It details your rights through the different procedures granted through the IDEA Part B and California Ed Codes. Its sections describe notice and consent requirements, your right to examine relevant student records, procedures to protect the rights of a student when parents are not available, how to receive an independent educational evaluation, voluntary mediation, how to file a complaint to the state education agency, and how to file for due process complaints. It must be given to you by the district at least once a year, typically at your student's IEP meeting. The first time and any time after that your child is referred for special education assessment. The first time a due process complaint is received in a school year. Or a decision is made to make a removal of your child from school that creates a change in the program placement outlined in their IEP. May I participate in the decisions about my child's education? Yes. You must be given opportunities to participate in any decision-making meeting regarding your child's IEP. You have the right to participate in any matter related to their free appropriate public education, or FAPE. This commonly includes IEP team meetings about their identification or eligibility for special ed services, assessment results, or the educational placement of your child, for example, a special day class or non-public school placement. For more information about this, or if you have questions regarding program options at CJUSD, ask your school's administrator, your child's special education teacher, or the district's program specialist and school psychologist by saying, I'd like to know more about the special education program options at CJUSD. In general, if you ever have concerns or questions about your child's IEP, ask their IEP case manager, usually the special education teacher, or an administrator, or the district school psychologist and special education program specialist. What if my child is deaf or hard of hearing, blind or visually impaired, or both deaf-blind? If your child falls into one of these categories, you can choose to seek services from places called the state special schools. The state special schools have 3 facilities, the first 2 being the California schools for the deaf in Fremont and Riverside. These state school locations for the deaf or the hard of hearing offer residential and day school programs for students from infancy to age 21. The same services are offered at the School for the Blind in Fremont, but from ages 5 to 21. For any questions or if you would like additional information, you can head to this state website or ask for more information from a special education teacher working in our district. Where can I get more help? Special education teams and IEPs work best for your child when they are collaborative. When you have a concern about your child's education, there are many places to turn for help. In CJUSD, ask a principal or any other administrator, your child's teachers, or CJUSD's program specialist and school psychologist. You may also want to contact our special education local plan area or SELPA staff by going to napacoe.org/SELPA. Finally, by going to the California Department of Education website, you can find contact information regarding parent trainings and family centers designed to increase collaboration between you and your school staff.